Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Working capital management, you got an understanding, right? So what is working capital? Objectives we have seen, types of working capital, okay, everything we have seen, even operating cycle also, and factors which are affecting the working capital. All these things we have studied in the previous videos. Now today we'll see Proforma of working capital. How do you prepare this working capital? In short, did you remember what is working capital? Net working capital. Working capital means nothing but current assets. Net working capital, current assets minus current liabilities. In Proforma also we are going to follow the same thing. All the current assets which are given in the problem, that will take out, and also will take out current liabilities. Total of current assets minus current liabilities is the working capital, net working capital. So that's the Proforma in short. So I'll show you this Proforma. What is Proforma is you understood? Current assets minus current liabilities. That's all. Now here, Proforma of working capital requirements. What we have taken? Sides just A, B, C, D, column 1 we have written, and particulars, amount, both the sides. Particulars, first we are taking current assets. Where is the another marker? I'll use red color. Particulars, first we will take current assets, later we are going to take current liabilities. Line, yeah. Okay, first particulars we are taking current assets. What are the current assets? Always you know that cash in hand, cash at bank. Okay, so minimum cash or cash balance or bank balance, whatever it is there, that is the first item. A bit is minimum cash balance or minimum bank balance, whatever you have. So this is the first current asset. Then second current asset is inventories. Inventories means, in other words, we say it as a stock. Stock or inventory is divided into three parts. We know, we have studied in the cost accountancy, right? So what are those? Raw material, work in process, and finished goods. Stock, BBTs, inventory or stock. This is divided into three parts: raw material, work in process, and finished goods. So first, minimum cash and bank balance we have written on the outer column, and inventories, raw material, work in process, finished goods are written in the inner column, and these three will add and will put it on the outer column. Okay, and third one is receivables. What are the receivables? Debtors, bills. Only these two are receivable. We are not selling on cash basis. When we are not selling on cash basis, we might be getting amount from the debtors or from the bills. So that is why these two we have written under the third column, receivables. So these two also written in the inner column, and this two total is outer column. Now right now you remember current assets means three parts. One is minimum cash balance or bank balance, first one, A bit. B bit is inventories. Inventories or stock. This is divided into three parts: raw material, work in process, finished goods. And third one is receivables. What are the receivables? Debtors and bills. These two. All together, A plus B plus C. This is total current assets. Total of this current assets means that is gross working capital, not net. Net will come to know when we deduct the current liabilities. Okay. So total current assets, that is gross working capital, is current assets. A plus B plus C. All these things if we add, you will be getting here total current assets. Am I clear? So if we add all these things, we will be getting total current assets. Current assets are over up to here. Now we'll focus on the current liabilities. What are the current liabilities? Kept a heading, current liabilities. Under the current liabilities, first, creditors for purchases. Current liabilities means something we have borrowed. We did not make the payment. Future we are going to make the payment, right? So from whom you have purchased something. So that is creditors for purchases. We have purchased some goods on credit basis. So they are the creditors, no? So creditors for purchases. Second bit, creditors for wages. Wages also we have to pay. We have to pay. We didn't pay. We are supposed to pay. So that is creditors for wages. In the same way, creditors for overheads. Overheads are the expenses. So for this also you are supposed to pay. You did not pay, you are supposed to pay. So these three are we are going to pay. Simple three items current liabilities. Creditors for purchases, say along with me. Creditors for purchases, creditors for wages, creditors for overheads. Only these three. These three we have written in the inner column, total is outer column. Clear? So this total is, we say it as the total current liabilities. Total current liabilities are this. Total current assets are this one. Total current assets are this amount. This is total current assets, and total current liabilities are this one. Sorry, not this one. These three is total current liabilities. Current assets and current liabilities. Okay. Now, current assets minus current liabilities, net working capital. This is what we are doing in the next step. Net working capital, current assets minus current liabilities. This minus this is net working capital. Net working capital. This is opposite to this. To this, sometimes you have to add some kind of contingencies or surplus. Margin you have to add. Margin means in future something is going to happen. We have to utilize it. Already we got it. This is the net working capital is this one. Net working capital, I got this amount. To that, if I add some surplus, so that will be useful in future. That's we call it as a net margin also. Surplus, margin, anything. So that generally it will be given how much we wanted to add, 10%, 15%, whatever it will be. That 10% or 15% will be always on the net working capital. If net working capital is, for example, 1 lakh. We have decided to keep a margin of 10%. 10% on 1 lakh only. 10% on net working capital. So on 10 lakh, sorry, on 1 lakh, we'll take margin for contingency, add margin for contingency. How much? 1 lakh 10% means 10,000. 10,000 will add here. And finally, you are getting net working capital required. How much? 1 lakh 10,000. So this is general way. Am I clear? Shall I explain it once again? Just see. Working capital Proforma is, first we are taking current assets. Current assets are divided into three parts. One is minimum cash or bank balance. Second one is inventories. Inventories means raw material, work in process, finished goods. Third one is receivables. Receivables means only two items are there, debtors and bills. So these three, all these three items, if we add, means here only na, if we add, you are getting current assets. Current assets are over. Next we will be focusing on the current liabilities. Current liabilities and only three items are there. One is creditors for purchases, creditors for wages, creditors for overheads. These three. If you find these three, we'll write inner column. And this total is writing on the outer column. That is current liabilities. Current assets, current liabilities. So what we are doing after getting the current liabilities, net working capital we are taking. Net working capital means current assets minus current liabilities. Current assets minus current liabilities. You are getting net working capital. To that, if anything is to be added, margin. Okay, margin or surplus. So add margin for contingency. Contingency means unexpected. So if we are adding 10% on this, 10,000. Outer column we are getting 1 lakh 10,000. Final amount, that is net working capital required. Actually net working capital is here only 1 lakh. You are adding something else, 10%. Surplus or margin. So then you are getting net working capital required. Very simple, na? Understood? Screenshot? Yes, you can. Next class will work out problems. Very easy. Nothing to worry. Only you have to use your logic. What are the current assets? What are the current liabilities? And what are the conditions set to the each and every current asset? Like that, you have to be alert and careful. That's it. Very simple. Focus and stay connected. Don't forget to share these videos. Practice well. Good luck.